So that's a lesson for us in how this organization can grow and the kind of change could happen. The people at iLabs, they didn't need the knowledge, they had it. They needed the connections. They needed the people that would help them make those connections into a broader system. And that's what Bill and Susie and that set of people did. And that really, for us, I think, was an inspiration on his part. And says to us that that's an opportunity for how SVP can work. There's other examples of that. Jim McGinley's here somewhere, and he met Bill Drayton of Ashoka 8 years ago, and he started a relationship. And that has grown. I'll fast forward to, he's now the leader of Ashoka on the West Coast. He founded Youth Ventures in Seattle, and he's got this crazy idea that he even wants to make everyone in Seattle a change maker. I'll let you answer that. You can go talk to him if you want to know what the heck that means, but if you want to talk about a big, hairy, audacious goal. But that's what Jim and Ashoka thinks they can do in Seattle. But nobody told Jim to do that. Jim, though, started from the core of SVP. He grew it, he used the network, he used the system, and he grew his own idea of what was possible for Seattle and in his work. So for us, what SVP looks like and will continue to look like and grow is we need to make this community even broader. The partnership's the core, right? But if we grow this community, right, the more nodes in it, the more connections there are, the more value it's got, right? Believe me, it gets fuzzy, it gets a little bit risky. I'm the director, I kind of like these bright lines around things, right? But what I also know is that incredibly powerful things happen when you open it up. So instead of just helping one nonprofit and one philanthropist at a time, or even a dozen nonprofits and 100 philanthropists, we have the opportunity now to create a system where we can help hundreds of nonprofits and thousands of philanthropists at a time. This is not going to happen overnight, but I believe that's the opportunity we've got. The last question I would kind of throw out is, how does this mean SVP changes? And this is probably the slide that makes me the most uncomfortable of all. It means things like who we are as staff and what we do. We're always going to be doers as staff, but we're also going to become more of connectors. You guys as partners, you're always members. You're always going to be members. We're also going to ask you to be more owners and more catalyzers of the organization. There'll always be partner to staff interaction, but the more and more peer-to-peer interaction there is, the stronger this place is. There's always going to be hub and spoke, right? Staff to the partners. But the more and more peer connectivity and the more multi-hubs we can create around this organization, the stronger and the more powerful this organization gets. And I know that a lot of these concepts aren't new ones. We've read about them in a lot of places and they exist in a lot of organizations. There's no philanthropic organization anywhere in this world that's really run with it. And we intend to run with it. And that last bullet point on there probably makes me the most uneasy of all. It means that we're going to give up some control and we're going to trust in the independence and we're going to let some things go. This is going to take an evolution and it's going to take some time. But we think it's got the potential to truly explode and grow the capacity of this organization. I'll give you a couple of tangible examples of things that I think that we will do over the course of the next year. We will give partners the opportunity and train partners to be network weavers, right? People that would be active connectors around the organization. We will create more connections between investee to investee. We're going to create more connections out to the other SVPs around the country. If you're really into this, on Thursday night in Dallas, Texas, they're going to do their 10th anniversary. It's called the Big Bang, and the website's bigbangtx.org. They're going to webcast it. And they're going to have a community-wide event that celebrates not just Dallas SVP, but social innovation. They have a stage there where partners or nonprofits that have made mistakes that can come up and talk about it, called the Big Dang. Only in Texas, right? We might do a grant cycle for network building, for organizations that build networks. And I also think it strikes me on a personal level that an organization like this that's going to grow and expand like this, I don't know that we need an executive director. I think we probably need an executive connector. So we'll see if my title changes. But that's a snapshot of what we think is possible for this organization. And it's a broad outline. What we want to invite you to do, as we always do, is to be a part of this. So there's this really high-tech thing called note cards on your table that you've got thoughts and observations. We'd love to hear them. You've got this thing up here. We're going to do 2 sessions on June 17th at 1 o'clock and on July 22nd at 6:30. If you would like to be a part of that and continue the conversation that I just started, we would love to have you come and be a part of that. So let me know, or let a staff member here know.
Dates again?
June 17th at 1 o'clock and June 22nd at 6:30.
June 22nd.
Yep, we'll send this out over email. What I hope we gave you was a broad outline of a direction of an organization that has a unique set of assets and a world we live in 2010, and a future that we think has great potential. And much of it also still undefined that we would love to have you define with us. If I can leave you with a closing thought or two for the evening, a lot of what you've heard about tonight and what hopefully I left you with was that this work is about impact and it's about change. It's not so much about structure. Going forward for us, we're not even 100% sure what the business model is that's underneath that. We're a membership organization, but we know the business model is going to change if we take this direction. So that's a risk that we're going to take, but it's a risk worth taking. And I hope, if more than anything, I hope you leave with the idea that what you saw tonight and where we want to go as an organization is about SVP, not as an entity, not as a structure, but SVP as a community, as an idea, as a movement, as an aspiration for a better world. And a better world for people like Alexis. I cannot believe that little girl. She will never leave my mind. If you have more comments, share them tonight. Share them up there. Come on the 17th, the 22nd. We would love to hear more. Thank you to our staff that makes this happen, especially Sophia, Willow, and Marlene that killed themselves tonight. Thanks to Social Venture Kids, the Metro Center, and Powerful Voices, and Victor and Christoph and their committees. And very much thank all of you guys for coming. Feel free to stick around for a while and have a little bit of dessert and coffee. And we got to be out of here by 9 o'clock, so help us clean up a little bit on your way out of here, and thank you for coming.